So does your family support your writing romance, or do they say,
for the most
Tim does this? No.
For the most part, they do. About the only close family I have left, both my parents have unfortunately passed. They were very, very supportive, very big on anything I did, not just because I was their youngest son, but they're avid readers. And they liked what I did. Give me a few suggestions here and there, on stuff. I have a brother who's an avid reader, and the only stuff of mine he will read is if I write like a spy thriller or a mystery. And I don't know if he reads the erotic passages in there or not. He'll go past. He focuses on the other stuff, and so, but that's fine. Have a few other family members who like what I do. It's kind of funny. I had a cousin that I was very close to that passed away this last year, and she was very supportive of anything I wrote. When I wrote anything for story for a Dayton City paper or one of the other newspapers or a blog or anything, she would get right on there and read it and tell me, hey, this is really great. But she wouldn't read any of my books because she was a born-again Christian. She said, Tim, I'm sorry, I just can't bring myself to read that. And I said, okay, no harm, no foul. So I'm really supportive. I'm glad you got a new book out there. I just don't feel comfortable. So that's all right. That's why when I do book signings or an author event or something, if someone's taking an interest in my book, I'll tell them right up front. Oh, if you want to read this, I should caution you. Yes, there are some adult scenes in here. Some of them get kind of graphic, explicit. That doesn't turn you off, And I tell people that up front because I don't want them to read it and get offended and think, oh, I know this was a dirty book, I wouldn't have bought this, It's like, I'd rather tell you up front, yeah, there's some adult language and encounters in there. If that bothers you, don't read it. Beautiful area down here, very historic, this corridor along Salem Avenue here, especially when you get back some of the side streets and see the old homes down here.
I can't get down the side streets.
No, that's all right. I'm not suggesting we do.
When I was a child, I'm going to say under 12, my grandparents lived more toward Trotwood. And so this area was totally different at that point in time. They even had Salem Mall back there, which that just kind of shocked me. It's like nothing.
I'll tell you, see how that area where we just moved is over there by Trotwood and the Consumer Square and where the former Salem Mall was and everything. And seeing everything closed up, it's like, wow, this used to be a very vibrant area up here. When I lived up here before, the Salem Mall was like the place to go, and it was thriving. You go to cinema multiplex, you go there to catch a movie, and there's some restaurants and things.
I saw my first James Bond movie there.
Oh, yeah. Big fan of the Bond films here. I've seen them all, and I think I have all of them on home video too. So
my grandmother took me to go see Diamonds
Are Forever. Oh, terrific film.
Ever.
But yeah, it's very, very, very sad to see that part of town. That's they keep talking about. I read the paper every so often about Trotwood. Oh, we're laying this out here. We're going to do this and this and this, and we brought a developer in to do something. Well, then a year later, you look at it and think, you haven't done. Nothing's happened here. I was sorry to see up on Shiloh Springs there, Hara Arena closing finally. That was a blow.
Yeah, between the car shows, all kinds of different events they held there, they had concerts there, all kinds of stuff.
Well, and for years, the local muscular dystrophy telethon broadcast from Hara Arena. Down there, when we had used to be the ice hockey. When the Dayton Gems were in town, that was where you went to see the hockey games. And you're right, all the conventions and ice capades and stuff that they used to do. That was the Northeast Dayton, Northwest Dayton. That was the place to go. Now you have to go elsewhere to a Schuster or Nutter Center or something else to see things. Where's your favorite destination to go? Take the RV and just say, well, I'm going to set up here for a few days or a week or whatever.
Well, the last time I did anything like that, I ended up in Ehrenberg, Arizona.
Okay.
It's the desert, and it was. I spent New Year's Eve there, and the next couple of months, I was basically by myself in the desert, but I'm going to leave the stuff I was able to get done. I got all kinds of my writing had accomplishments. I was able to write the end for a couple stories. So
does the desert play a prominent feature role in any of these? No. Wow.
No. So far, my stories are all set east of the Mississippi and north of Dayton, down into the southeast Appalachia area of Kentucky.
Okay.
So, no, you have no internet, you have no people, you have no interruptions. Construction work. All right. Which way should we head the escape?
Get over here, lane outside the or whoever the hell is working out here. This is where onset of spring is officially orange cone season in Ohio.
Yes.
And they're all over the place.
State flower. Once think that the state tree was the buckeye tree. No, it's orange barrels.
That's right. And ODOT crew's working out there. Although I was glad to see that ODOT has actually come up with a cost-saving measure now. When you see these road repairs done, they built up a shovel that will stand up by itself.
Oh.
Don't have to have somebody there leaning on it, paying them, by the hour. You're doing fine. Stay in this lane. And going up, and at the next light, you will take a left. Left to Monument. We're talking about revitalizing neighborhoods. I'm really amazed at what they've done with trying to bring downtown Dayton back to life. Housing and venues, and, restaurants and things.
Well, even the Riverscape.
Yeah, here's Riverscape. We were talking about that.
At night, I know that you can drive by and they have a light show down over the river.
Well, especially in spring, summer, fall, warm weather months, there's a lot going on down here. Besides some of the festivals like the Celtic Fest, German Fest, whatever. If you come down here all the time, there's always something going on. Even in the wintertime, early winter especially, where they'll freeze the pond over there, and you'll have the ice skating rink. So fun to come down that time of year, and they'll have this whole area decorated, sort of. I think they can do a little more, but and this was just one of those not natural wonders, but natural scenic highlights. I thought, well, when I did Anywhere the Heart Goes, I thought, well, I'll
now, does it go on, or is that the end of it?
That's the formal end of it here at the bridge, but I mean, it's still, the river obviously still goes through. But that's the Metro Parks end of it there.
Oh, no, see, these are all new to me.
Yeah, a lot of these buildings are undergone facelift, new facades, and got cleaned up and everything. There's one thing I enjoyed when I worked for the newspaper. Our office was right in the heart of the theater district, right next to the Victoria Theater. So we were up in the same building with Dayton Performing Arts Alliance, Human Race Theater, excuse me, all these arts groups. So Schuster was right across the street. You just see a lot of the improvements that we made down here. If you want to head back north, you can get over this lane. I'll show you how we get back up there. And of course, one of the most beautiful historic buildings in all of downtown Dayton, the Masonic Center, of which I'm a member. I've been in the Masons long enough that I still like to call it the Masonic Temple, even though that's some years ago our board of trustees said, well, we can't call it a temple anymore. That's politically incorrect. And some of us old timers were like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
So what?
Yeah, they said, well, that denotes a religious connotation. We are a, secular organization here. I was like, oh, please. So technically they call it the Masonic Center. To me and a lot of other guys, it's still the Masonic Temple. Sorry.
I always like hanging out at the Dayton Art Institute.
Oh, yes. Yes. Take it right here. Show you quickly to get back up north. That's the thing, when I got into the romance thing, I decided I was going to add more romantic elements to even my thriller and mystery stories and stuff, and plus the straight out romantic, which all my romances and standalone things, I would call them more romantic comedies because I always go for laughs in these things. And I used to enjoy watching even some of the contemporary romantic comedies like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days or Bridesmaids, and I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Some of these things, and
I love Chuck and Larry.
Yeah, that's a good movie. Very, very funny. But so I would try to go for some laughs and just keep it lighthearted. None of this heavy-handed Harlequin stuff. It's like, no. My character's pretty footloose, fancy-free, and they just, they're human. Somebody you just run into at work or on the street someday. But I always tried to go for that. But what I was getting at was I noticed all the different subgenres, especially when I go to submit something. I'll get the author information form to fill out for my publisher, and they'll have genre, subgenre, sub-subgenre, and all this. I'm going through these things, and some of these I've never read. I've tried to read my approach to anything I write is I will take the business and the craft of writing and promoting my writing very seriously, but I don't take myself all that seriously. I cringed the first few times somebody called me a writer. I thought, and how dare they call me an author? It's like, I'm just a guy who writes books, you know. That's it. What may surprise people is that even though I love getting good reviews, because I really think they help sales and get you new customers and everything, new readers. While that's nice, I don't write for the so-called book critics. I write for the person in Paranormal, Ohio, or Rugby, North Dakota, or wherever that just wants to pick up a book and escape, you know, for a little while, just to be entertained. I think that's what writers do, whether we write mystery thrillers or romance or how-to books or history or whatever. We write to entertain people, entertain and enlighten. So even on mine, I try to put together a good spellbinding story, something that's going to have you turning the pages and characters that you really love. But like with location stuff, well, if I can throw something in there and entice people to say, wow, the next time I go down there, I'm going to look for this. You know, I never saw this before. A little education or something. That's great. I don't put messages in my books. I don't believe in messing up a good story with a lot of preaching, philosophy, whatever. Somebody asked me about on what they interviewed me about the other woman. They said, "Is there a message in there?" My response was, "Well, if there is, it was accidental. I didn't plan it that way. I suppose the basic core message is, well, yeah, you got this hero who's going to stand up, even though he's told to stay the hell out of this case. He's going to stand up and do what he thinks is right, because there's something very wrong here." And he's like, "No, I can't just sit back and look the other way, you know." But that would be the only message that's in there. I try not to clutter it up with a lot of preaching.